Ooh, that is a pretty colour. Hi, I hope you're all well. If you are new around here, hello, it's lovely to meet you. And if you are returning, thank you very fucking much for coming back. Today, I'm just having a little bit of play around with the stuff that I picked up from Beauty Bay, some of the stuff from Half Magic. That is what is on my eyes at the moment. As you can see, it's a pretty out there look, but I love doing stuff like this. I love colour. I love having my days when I'm just like, a little bit of makeup on, out the door, mum makeup, off I go. But when I get the chance and my little boy's having a nap, I love to play with a little bit of colour, so I thought I would pop on and show you some of the bits I picked up. I've also used one of the Made by Mitchell blushes and the lip gloss as well without any lipstick on top of it. So if you fancy seeing how some of this stuff works or what I thought of it, then that's what this video is. Now if you are new around here, my name is Alana and I'm a 36-year-old lady living in Scotland, and that is where my accent is from. And on this channel we predominantly talk all things beauty, skincare, hair care, lifestyle, travel-y, bloggery, vloggery bullshit, but with a liberal sprinkling of sarcasm, cynicism and some might say honesty thrown in on top. I do have a little bit of a foul mouth, can't really help it, just kind of rolls off the tongue when you're Scottish. It's all to do with my upbringing, my personality and what I grew up around, and a lot of people just kind of say things like fuck, shite and bugger and it rolls off the tongue. If that is not for you, please feel free to leave. That is okay, I get it, it's alright. Don't leave comments on my video like Jane. Prime example right here. Why leave a comment like that? If you don't like the fact that I swear in my videos, just move along. Off you go. I get it. Let's just face it. I do have a bit of a potty mouth. That is the way it is. I don't beep them all out. So if you are watching this with kids running about as well, just be aware that I might well drop the odd F-bomb. It happens, okay? But we're all adults here. We know what we like. And as I say, Jane, if that's not your kind of thing, you can off, quite frankly. Okay, anyway, let's just get into this. You will see that I'm in a completely different part of my bedroom today because the sun is going in and out like mad. You'll see it at the start of the video. Let's just get into it. Okay, so we're gonna get started. Also, grab yourself a tea, a coffee, a cuppa. I actually am very, very lucky. So Alan went out this morning and has came back to bring me the car because me and Jack are going to go out today. He had to go and do something for work and he came back and he brought me a little coffee. So that was delightful. It's just a wee extra treat in the morning, isn't it? So anyway, I'm going to start playing with some of the things that I got from my Beauty Bay haul, the Half Magic stuff, About Face, all that kind of thing. I did pick up some really bright colours. I'm going to put that video up here if you haven't seen it already. So I'm not going to use them all at once. I'm kind of like, I'm wearing beige dungarees with like a kind of grey, dark grey t-shirt. Probably not the look to be doing bright eyes, but fuck it, let's just go for it. Also, because I am filming this during Jack's nap today, this week he is not in nursery, so I've been finding a little bit of pressure on this week, and he's teething back teeth now, which heaven help him. It's such a shame, he's just not a happy bunny. So we've got him on the monitor here, I don't know if you can even see that. We've got him on the monitor, he's sleeping at the moment and we're going to just go for this. But I think I'm wanting to do a bit of a blue eye look, and as I say, because it is 10:30, the light is really funny. It's shit, this video is shit. If you don't want to watch it, it's okay, don't worry. Okay, I've actually just had to move to a completely different part of my room because actually when I was sitting right in front of my window there, I was like, do I need sunglasses? It was really difficult, so hopefully that's a little bit better. Let's just get on with this. So, I'm just going to plop this right on top of my eyes, just see how it goes. These can be used as liners as well, it says. So what I tend to do, I've spoken about this before, especially if I'm using like a liquid or a cream shadow, is kind of go that little half moon of the mobile. Whoa, look at that colour. Half moon of the mobile lid. Don't worry if you've got like creasing and stuff now. Don't worry about it, don't worry about it. I'm going to look up a little bit because it will tell me where that's going to go to. Do you know? Because what I'm going to do is essentially blend that up into my crease and make it look a little softer now. Now I am going to take a relatively fluffy but kind of firm brush. This is a LARAFAYE E27. So it does have a lot of movement to it, but it's like a little bit smaller than the likes of my LARAFAYE E07s, is it? My E07s are my favourite. That's the E07 there. That is like my favourite brush. But I'm going to go with the one that's slightly smaller. And I'm just going to start tapping and swooshing to get this to move a bit. Now this is a matte shadow as well, so it might not be quite as forgiving as using something that has a little bit of shimmer in it. So we're just going to start working that up into the crease. Now what I'm going to say is, I was obviously blethering about a brush there. These dry quick. So I'm now blending this thinking, oh, I should have went in when that was a little bit wetter, because they obviously set quite quickly, which is a good thing, especially if you're using it as a liner rather than a shadow. Because it's matte, it's a little bit difficult to maneuver once it's dried. So I'm going to go in with another little layer and some, do you know what, actually what I might do is I'm going to put some on the back of my hand and I'm going to dip my brush into that. So it's like a little wetter on the brush, and I'm going to just carefully bounce that again, bringing it up into the crease, and then I'm going to fluff it out a little bit. Also, take the excess off on the back of your hand if you want. I am going to have to wash my hand once I've done this. If there's a little bit much, and then start to buff it out again. Now I have to say, this colour is amazing. This colour is absolutely fantastic. I am not going to claim these are easy to work with, especially because it's a matte one. As I said, the shimmery one might be a little bit more forgiving, but if you're someone who's like first time makeup applier, first time liquid or cream shadow applier, you might find this a little bit fiddly. But because I've worked with a lot of cream shadows and a lot of liquid shadows over the years, and I've used really cheap ones and really expensive ones and blah blah blah, I kind of know what I need to do to make it work. But because it has that matte formula, just a word of warning, it could feel a little bit like this is quite a difficult product to blend smoothly. That is not a fault of the product. I'm not saying like it's a shit product because of that. It's just the texture of it. It's the kind of makeup of the product makes it a little bit more difficult to maneuver once it's on the lid, because it's matte and it dries down. It will become a little bit more difficult to blend. But overall, I kind of fucking love it! I think that's so cool. I really love the colour of it. I think that's so pretty. It's like a really beautiful kind of periwinkle blue. So I'm going to just go ahead and do the other eye and I'll come back to you. Okay, and that is the other eye. I have to say, this eye did go on quicker now that I kind of understand the texture of the product. It is just about learning how to use your products sometimes. And making them work for you as well. I'm not saying like there's a right or a wrong way to use them. Sometimes you just have to make a product and figure out how it works for you. Okay, so on the screen, I think this looks really nice. It's a beautiful colour, I'm not going to lie. In real life, I think if you've got particularly lined eyelids or crepey eyelids, and you're not like, you know, 19 and have all this space and things, it does look a little papery, I'm not going to lie. I'm not bothered about that, to be honest with you, because I like having a little bit of brightness going on, but I get that some people will not enjoy that, so it's just to let you know. What I am going to take that I think will be really, really beautiful with this is Bodyography's Blue Morpho, which is this stunning like blue shade. But I think if I just pop a little bit, I'm just taking my finger, that through the middle, this is just gonna make this look, it'll take it from, yeah, it's matte, but it'll take it from 0 to like, oh, looking a little bit hair fashion. Is that what I want to say? Like hair fashion. Now that might not be for everybody, but I just feel like a little bit of shimmer in the middle of your lid. I love it. Oh, see that just there? Oh! I'm just gonna do the same on this side. It's a really beautiful, like I say, a periwinkle blue, but also brings a little bit purpliness to it as well. Now on the bottom, am I going to put the same on the bottom? Look at it, let's try and put some on the bottom as well. I'm going to do the trick with the back of the hand again. I'm just going to pop some on my hand and take a smaller pencil brush to put something underneath. Again, because this becomes a matte product, I feel like you have to work kind of quickly, not too quickly, but quick enough to get it moving where you want it. I've just brushed the excess off on a cloth and I'm just going to take it down a little bit grungy, and then I'm going to go back into the Blue Morpho and take that in the inner corner and kind of tear duct area. I kind of fucking love that, I'm not going to lie. I think it's really good. I really, really like the colour of it. I'm just going to pop on some mascara because I didn't get any mascara from from Beauty Bay. So I'm going to use this one from GenSee as their Spectator Sport mascara. It's actually very nice. I was sent one of these, but I also bought one with my own money. I think it's a very nice mascara. It's a good volumizing mascara. I feel like when you've got a lot of colour on your eyes like this, I mean, you could wear a lash if you want, like a fake lash. Personally, I just like lathering my lashes with loads and loads of mascara. Alright, so that is me now put on loads and loads of mascara. I have to say, I'm sitting here putting on the mascara and I'm blinking, and I do feel like where my crease is, it feels a little sticky when I'm going like that. So it'll be interesting to know how these are going to wear throughout the day. Like, is it going to crease on me? What I'm going to do is, I'm going to put a little photo here of what it looks like at the end of the day, because I don't know at this point what it's going to look like. As I say, it is now 10 to 11, right? So it is now 10 to 11, so we will see. I'm going to put what it's like at the end of the day right here so you can see it, because at the moment I feel like this is a bit sticky and pulling on my eyelids almost. I don't really know how to explain it. The other thing I will say as well, I've used like loads of liquid cream eyeshadows like this before. Yes, shimmery ones will work much better than matte. They're just easier to work with. But the matte ones from GenSee, actually, the people who have just used that mascara, they are subtle colours. So they've got like a corally one, they've got like a kind of almost grey brown one, but it's got a little bit of warmth to it, so it's very, very nice. I have used them and I found they were easier to blend than this. I don't know if it's because this has got such colour to it, such pigment to it, that it makes it, got a different formula, and that's why it's more difficult to use. But I feel like as if these are not quite as easy to use as other brands that I've used before. It'll be interesting to see what the About Face one is like, because obviously, as I said, that is a really, really bright colour as well. I'm just going to put it next to the blue in case you didn't see my other video. That is it there. And again, gorgeous colour. I think this is beautiful. I would absolutely take something like this on holiday with us. I mean, I'm going to go to the shops today with it on. It doesn't really fucking matter where you wear your eyeshadow. But I would wear this on holiday. I think it would be a beautiful one with like a nice long blue maxi dress, or maybe even a white maxi dress. Something like that. A lilac even. But I just feel like this is definitely something I would take away with me and use for that lovely pop of a little bit of difference. But I think to wear on the daily, it's not overly comfortable. But are you wearing colours like this on the daily? Maybe you are. I don't wear them on a daily. I wear like more neutral colours, but I love stuff like this. So it's kind of swings and roundabouts, however you feel about it. Now what I am going to do is take the liquid blusher, but I'm not going to take that minted shade again, in case you didn't see that video. Go and watch that video. This is a blusher. This colour is a blusher. This will not be getting used today. What I am going to use is the other one that I got from Made by Mitchell, and that is the Blush in Melon Sorbet, because I think that will go quite nice. I am also going to use this glow filter, because this is not a first impression. I have been using this since I bought it. I'm just going to pop some out of my hand. I feel like it looks really, really orangey, yellowy almost. It's peach, right? So initially I was a little bit like, oh, that's a little bit scary. You can see me putting it on here. It is dark in my skin. You can see it. But what I will say is, see once it's sheared out a little bit, especially like on these areas here, tops of the cheeks, taking it over your nose and things, it actually leaves a beautiful glow on the skin. Like, it's trying to be one of these kind of Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless type things. Elf have done one as well now. So it's in that kind of a range. But what I'm going to say is it actually gives a beautiful warmth to the skin as well. So this is definitely something that in the summer months I would reach for as my first step, maybe my last step, because I don't always put on a foundation or anything like that in the summer, because it is just giving me that little bit of warmth, a little bit of glow. It's a little bit golden. I'm really enjoying this. I'm surprised at how much I'm enjoying this. In the winter months, I might be like, oh, this is way too dark for me. Way too dark for me. You can look at that. This is what I love. Now, again, if you're somebody who's got oily skin, or you just don't like that glowy look, then maybe this wouldn't be for you. But personally, if you're into a little sheen like me, this is actually a lovely product. I'm trying to think, it reminds me of something else as well. And it's not the Charlotte Tilbury or the Elf one. It reminds me of something else that's like this high, and it's not a sheen that is like metallic. It's not got that to it. It's that glowy, dewy kind of thing. And I cannot for the life of me think what product it is that it's reminding me of. What I would say as well with that product is I've just like took the excess off my hand. Less is more. You don't need a lot of that product to get it to do what you want it to do, unless you want to look really shiny. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit of the Merit 1980 Brow. I've continued to use this and I do enjoy it. I think it's nice. I stand by what I said in my review. I think the brush is huge. The brush is too big. I've got big brows, so for me it's maybe a little bit Like, it's workable. I can do it. I think if you had smaller brows than me, this is just too chunky for a brow bone, to be honest with you. But for me, with big bushy brows, it's fine. But just keep that in mind. The product itself, I think, is quite nice. But the actual applicator, I'm not a fan of. Let's put on a little bit of that there. Now, I am going to go in with a little concealer. I'm going to take the NYX one, the Bear With Me concealer. I have made a good chunk in this. Look at that there. Used like that out of it. I have made a decent chunk in this. But I have really been enjoying this concealer since I got it. It's kind of slowly became my work concealer because I love glossy stretch for my work concealer. I always have because it's nice and malleable, it moves about, and I don't have to worry about it like getting all crusty under my eyes or anything. This is a really nice in-between one. I feel like it's got a little bit more of that setting down, but it's still not super duper cakey like some concealers like that. It doesn't leave like any kind of creping or creasing under my eyes here. So I am really, really enjoying this. I have continued to use it quite consistently since I bought it and was really quite surprised with how I felt about it. It is like a serum concealer, isn't it? What does it say? Serum concealer. It's got tremella mushroom extract or some shit like that in it. But I do actually think it's a really, really nice concealer. I had someone say to me for like Affordable Fridays over on Instagram, could I show them like how do I swap up my winter and summer base routine, because obviously in the summer we maybe get more colour about our face, and if you're someone who's particularly pale you might think, oh, I have to have a summer foundation and a winter foundation. Now I do have summer foundations and winter foundation, I have different shades, but what I would say is if you get a concealer that you like, because I'm not someone, as I say, I'm not doing it today, I'm not putting any foundation on today, I'm not someone that loves a lot of base, then just pinpoint conceal, patchwork. That's what I'm going to call it, patchwork your makeup. So put the concealer where you feel you need it and blend it out a little bit, like so. It also, because this one is a little bit more, not matte, but it sets down like a satin, if you feel like this area here is just a little too dewy, just lightly take some of your concealer, spread it out thinly over that area, rather than being like, oh, I need to just have a full bit of base on, which sometimes I do, it's not wrong to do it. Sometimes you just put all your foundation, then you put stuff on top of it. But in the summer months, what I'll tend to do much more regularly, and on the daily, because I don't wear a base every day, I just spread my concealer out thinly. And also I feel like if it's because you want to do a slightly, you know, you're getting darker in the summer, which means if you have bought a foundation that is a little bit too dark for you, this should help to even that out. But also, I feel like if you have a really light foundation or something like that, you can use that in the same way. Nobody says it has to be a concealer that you're just using. Makeup can be used in any way. You can use that as a lipstick if you want and just put a gloss over the top. You don't need to use, there's no like hard and fast rules for it. But I also like to work like that because if I'm putting something like a cream bronzer on, which I'm going to do just now, then I feel like that might be something like it might lift the foundation I put on underneath. So I have always been a little bit more of a pinpoint, like just do bit by bit of your face and pinpoint where you want stuff to go, rather than doing it like just one veil of something and then applying on top of, on top of, on top of. So if you've got a foundation that's a little bit too light for you and you want to take it into the summer, just use it in the areas you want to be lighter and then put your bronzer over the top. That's what my advice would be. So I'm just going to take, this is the Studio London one. I really like this cream bronzer. I think it's very, very nice, especially considering the price of it. I think that there are so many other expensive cream bronzers that this just boots the arse out of, to be honest with you. And I just take a little bit of bronzer kind of down my nose as well, because that is going to be the area that if you were getting a suntan, these are the areas it's going to hit your face. Do you know what I mean? So let's go in with this Made by Mitchell blush. I think I'm just going to apply it straight to the cheek, to be honest with you. I'm not too fussy. Some people, again, it could be like, oh, that's going to lift the foundation underneath. But again, that's why I don't put the foundation on first, because I'm like, well, I might want to put something else on top of there. Ooh, that is a pretty colour. I think a very, like, these are complementary colours, is that right? What is the fucking word for that? On the colour wheel? You know what I'm talking? Like, they're the opposite sides of the colour wheel. That is very pretty. What I'm going to say is, though, that is quite a matte blush, to be honest with you. I feel like it's taken away. It would probably be better to see it on this side because there's more sheen at this side. It's probably taken away some of that sheen that I had. But I do really, really like the shade of that. Oh, that's pretty. And I feel like that's a blusher that you could wear it. I'm wearing it with this mad eye look today, but you could wear that with anything. That's going to look really pretty. Okay, so I do think this is a little bit more of a matte blush, but what I will say is with the sheen that I put on underneath the, oh, I couldn't find it there, the glow filter, there's still enough sheen going on for me. I'm happy with that. And I think that's where I'm going to leave it today. I am going to go and film another lip for a different video, so I'm going to put on the Glossier G-Suit in Curve so we can do a little bit of a wear test with that as well. But that's where I'm going to leave this look. And there we go. So I've zoomed you out a wee bit. So wee bit of an overview of the things I picked up. I think that these, the matte ones, are definitely going to be a little bit more tricky to play with, just so you know. The About Face one, I will keep you in the loop about, maybe do it in the monthly roundup to let you know. And the shimmery ones, I have played with this as well on its own. This is not like a first impressions video, it's just thought I would show you some of the stuff that I picked up. But this is the shimmery one in Main Character, the chromatics in Main Character. And I feel like it's nice, but not as opaque as I was like this is super opaque. The matte one is so opaque. The shimmery one, not so much. The Made by Mitchell Coppa Droppa Beam Lip Gloss, I have not tried on its own yet. Shall we just do that? Let's fucking do that. Let's do that. We'll put that on because at the end of the day, I'm going to take it off and put on the Glossier one anyway. So let's zoom in again. Okay, so we're zoomed in again. And as I said, I tried this over a really dark lipstick the last time when I tried it on. And it's like this in the bottle. Let me show you. Like super duper like coppery sheen. I don't think it gives that, it's not metallic on the lips, but there's definitely a wee like coppery hint to it. And I do actually think that's a really nice like shade on the lips, especially for the summer as well. If you're doing like a really bronzed look or something, that would be really, really pretty. What I'm saying though is what I said in my unbox for this as well. I don't know what it is that they've got in this. Obviously it's got little shimmers or little glistens in it, something like little glitters, I don't know. It isn't super duper glittery on the lips, like you can't see it on the lips, the glittery particles. But my God, you can feel it. My God, you can feel it. So just so you know, I mean, if you like the look of this, yeah, but I do not enjoy the feel of this product. I do not think it is great. I have not yet tried the mixing medium thing. What was it called? The swirl kit. I have yet to try that, so I will come back to you about that stuff. As I say, I always round up at the end of the month anyway, but I thought I would just show you. I know it's got really bright again. And I feel like as well, like this look, you could add some of the crystals to this. You absolutely could. Like just maybe 3 here, or maybe even like 1 in here. You could absolutely do that too. But that's where I'm going to leave this. I am going to go and finish my coffee. I am going to, is he still sleeping? He is, miraculously still sleeping. Usually, like I set up and I think, I'm going to get 10 minutes into this and he's going to wake up, but miraculously he is still sleeping. So I'm going to go and think about waking him up for some lunch shortly, and I will see you all again in the next one. Let me know if you've tried any of this stuff and what you think of it. Would you try like a matte liquid eyeshadow? Are you into that kind of thing? Is it your kind of thing? Have you tried liquid eyeshadows before and never really been sure of them? What's your thoughts? Let me know, and I will see you all again in the next one. Bye.